everyone, welcome to my channel. I've come on to do the, what is it now? The colouring memory tag. Kirsty Colour and Sketch tagged me. So I'm here to do that. And I think the creator of the tag is Elm Colours, if I'm correct in saying that. But before I get into it, I'll just let you know I'm going to colour this. Well, do a bit more on this while I while I do answer some of the questions. So this is from Halloween Special, Colouring Heaven. And this is a buddy colour with Bees Colouring Hive. Yeah, and I'm using polychromos, which I'm regretting. I'm regretting. I wish I'd started with Prismas, but I'm here now, so let's see how it gets on. Yeah, so firstly, I'm going to tag some people, but feel free to either ignore it or, people have busy lives and they might have already been tagged. I'm not sure. I've watched a few other tags. I'm just so behind on YouTube at the moment. So people might have been tagged and I've not seen it yet. So I am going to tag Emma Colours 2020, Colour with Dan because I miss him. He's not been on YouTube for a bit. And Bo Beanie Creates. And also I'm going to tag Jamie's Colouring Love. I'm tagging that many because I don't know, like I say, I don't know if they've been tagged and I've missed it or what have you. So yeah, feel free to just ignore it if you're busy and you can't be bothered. But yeah, I'm tagging you. Yeah, so I will tag them in the description. So yeah, I've got stuff written down because I've had to, because I film from my phone, I can't have I've had to write the questions down. So, question 1. Did you have any favourite colouring book or books as a child? Well, I had, as a child, I coloured a lot. I had an older brother, so I spent a lot of time on my own in bedroom. And I must have had, a massive stack of colouring books. Got them for birthdays, Christmases. But I can't really remember, a certain book. I were talking a long time ago. I am 40 odd, so yeah. I can't quite remember a certain book. But yeah, so right, question 2. What was your go-to art supply as a child? Well, I didn't really have much colouring, supplies. I had the odd, you didn't have markers because obviously, as a child, I did. I just drew on all sorts of stuff. So it was mostly felt tips. I had. Yeah, I had a massive box of felt tips, and every now and again, when my mum wanted bedroom sorting out, probably once a year or so, it were a case of, oh, you need to go through that box, because it were a big box, and probably half of them didn't work. Go through them, see what works, see what don't. So yeah, I had that. It was like a massive big square box of colouring paper. You call them felt tips back then, but I suppose they're just water based, aren't they? And I don't think they were like a special brand. They were just probably cheap. Probably just cheap things, cheap pens. Just accumulate, don't you? I can't say certain words if you've noticed. Yeah, so just felt, I'd say. I probably had some pencils, coloured pencils, but not many, because I got fed up for needing sharpening and breaking, and yeah. So question 3. Did you colour or draw more as a child? I'd say colour, because like I say, I had loads of colouring books. I didn't draw much because I didn't have much patience as a child, and I didn't think I was that sort of person that if I'm not very good at it, I'm not doing it. Do you know what I mean? It's that sort of thing. Yeah, so it'd be colouring. Even though I love to draw, and I took drawing as a one of my subjects where you have to choose your subjects. I chose art because I do like art. I just not very good at it, and my mum weren't very happy when I wanted to choose it. But she wanted me to do she wanted me to do cooking and sewing, so I chose art. I thought if I've got to do them, I want to do something that I like to do, even though I'm not very good. But anyway, that was that. Yeah, I'd say colouring. So question 4, do you have a favourite colouring memory as an adult or child? It's difficult, that one, because yeah, I've thought about this question a bit, and yeah, it's a hard one. This is a whole story, another time, but I lost my memory when I was 7, so I sort of lost quite a few years and memories. So some things I can remember, but yeah, it's like memories as a child. I say one thing, what I think is like a happy memory and put a smile on my face was I visited, it was years later, well, not years later, but probably when I was not colouring as a kid anymore, and I'd got friends and I was going out with my friends and doing other stuff. And I probably thought, oh, colouring ain't cool anymore, that sort of age. I went with my dad to visit my granny, and she'd got some colouring book. She'd got a colouring book, and she'd had it on her knee when we got there, and it looked like it was a nearly finished page, and it was the sort where it's like not wallpaper, but I'm trying to think what you'd call it. When it's like, say you got like squares of a pattern. I don't know what you call it, but it was like, oh, I need to think what the word is. Well, let's just say wallpaper pattern, and it's like all the same sort of thing, but it's like lines and horizontal lines through it, and you can put colours. I'm rubbish at describing anything, honestly. Yeah, but she'd done it, and it was like, is it mosaic? Not mosaic, is it? No. It's going to drive me crazy, this. But anyway, it's just like, just say it were like a patterned wallpaper with lines. But she'd done it, and I was like, it just really made me smile to see that, old lady on her own. And I didn't know she liked to do that. And I thought, oh, but it really made me happy to see that, and to see that she created that. And it don't know, I just really liked it. And I do wish now I'd got that colouring book. I wish I'd got it now to like just look back on. But yeah, to see that she was doing that, and it just made me think, it just brought back colouring to me. I weren't that old, but I was not colouring anymore. Yeah, so colouring, colouring's probably never disappeared. It's probably never disappeared. It's just slightly come back into fashion, because yeah, I just think from me being a kid colouring, and then I don't know, 4 or 5 years later, this colouring book's still about more advanced, then it's probably never disappeared. I still try and think what the word is of the colouring books. It might come to me while I'm doing this. But yeah, I'd say that's a good memory for me, to see that. It just made me happy. Let me try and think what we're on. Oh, another memory. It's not really a memory. It's just something that made me happy. It was the day I got my Prismas. Oh, it was like getting a bar of gold. I tell you. Oh, I was so happy. I was like stroking them in the box. Yeah, it sounds pathetic, I know. But I love them. And I still love them now. So, number 5. What was your first adult colouring book? My first adult colouring book wasn't really a colouring book. I'd gone to, I think it was Lidl. I don't know how many years ago now. Probably 8 years ago. Might be more. I'd say about 8 years ago, say. It might be a little bit more. And there was this, you know, the aisles. If you're in the UK, you know, like Lidl have the aisles with the, you know, items with all sorts of stuff on it. Well, there was one, and it had got, wasn't like a colouring book. It was like in a box, a long box, and it was on. It was advertised with some pencils, and I have got some of the papers here. Yeah, it was advertised with some pens, some pencils, and then a book. But it wasn't really like a book. It was just like a little folder thing. I'm trying to find some pages to show you what I did. So that is one of them. So it was in like a pad, would we say, a large pad. So that was one of them, and they were, you know, cheap pencils. And I adored it. I only did a few out of them. So I did the cat one, and I did that one, the little fish one. It's wallpaper, isn't it? It's like wallpaper. Oh, so that my granny's one would be like, say, all these flowers in a row, sort of thing, on a page. Say there were flowers or lines separated. Yeah, I don't know what you call it. But yeah, so I think they're the only ones I took from it and I finished. I think I did another one, but I didn't like it. Yeah, I think that's it. So they were in like in a large pad with some cheap pencils, and I you know, it got me back into it, and I loved it. And I took it on holiday with me every time I went away, because we always go in a caravan. We go on a caravan holidays. Yeah, I took it with me, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. So that would be probably my first one. But I'd say after that, it would be what really, really got me into it would be the Colouring Heaven Dark Fantasy special. My favourite magazine and book. It still is, of all time. It really was the one, I say. Even if I'd not got the one, you know, the one from Lidl, if I'd seen that in the shop when I did, in the Tesco, I still would have bought it, because I would have thought, that's going to get me back into this. I know it, because it's just my style. I'd never done portraits back then. It was just, you know, like things like that, you know, like the cat and the fish. I'd never done anything like that back then. And all my things are sliding. Oops. Right, yeah. So that's that. That's probably my first adult colouring book. That's that question. What was your first adult colour? Number 6. What was your first adult colouring supply? So my first adult colouring supply would be with those, with that book set, it would have been some really cheap pencils. Probably like, you probably got something like 10, 15 pencils, something like that. And then my partner bought me, and we are talking a long time ago, some fine liners from the Works. And I don't know, I did mark them. I did put some little numbers on them, so I knew which colours I was using. Fine liners from the work, Scribblicious. I don't even know if they do Scribblicious anymore, but and these still work. Obviously I've worn some of them out, but they work. They still work to this day. Scribblicious, the works. I need to check, see if they still do them. Yeah, he bought me them, and I probably had another cheap little book what I was using them in, but I probably didn't get into that book, so that's probably why I've not still got it. Yeah, I'd probably say them, and then I carried on using those cheap pencils. Yeah, and then the Colour in Heaven Dark Fantasy caught my eye, and I thought, well, I can't use fine liners and those rubbish pencils on that. And that's when Prisma came along for me. I treated myself. Yeah, I think it was in lockdown or the beginning of lockdown. And obviously I've not been spending any money, so I treated myself. Yeah, so that's that answer. Now, number 7. How did you get into adult colouring? That'd be the same thing. The little colouring book and the the Colour in Heaven. I'd say the Colour in Heaven got me into it big time, because I'd never even thought about doing like realism portraits. I'm not saying that mine are any good, but yeah, I'm not saying that, but I'd say I'd never even thought that was a thing. I just thought they were like pattern colouring pages, and you know, just the basic ones that you get. I didn't realise how big colouring was, you know, the different books you could get. So yeah, so that's that one. So what number are we on? Number 8. Who was your first YouTube colourist? Well, I didn't even know colouring was on YouTube, to be honest, for a long time. And then I got the Colour in Heaven Dark Fantasy special, and I was too scared to do anything in that. And then I don't know, I just looked up portrait, I don't know, I looked up portrait colouring, you know, no, not portrait, skin, I think I looked up skin colouring with pencils, and the one that caught my eye back then, it was Colour My World, and I watched her for a while, and obviously then you get recommendations. Like I say, it were all new to me, YouTube colouring. I mean, obviously I've been on there watching funny animals and, you know, what you do, and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, and gamers. I watch a lot of gamers. But yeah, so Colour My World, I'd say, was the first person I saw on there. And then obviously then I came across Colour and Chat with Sammy, so then I got addicted to watching her. She used to stream, I think, every week. But I was too scared to join into any live streams. Yeah, I just too scared to join into live streams, and I still don't join in many live streams because I don't feel like I've got much to say, if you know what I mean. And plus I'm not very quick at keeping up with chat sort of thing. So yeah, so I just watched it back. I just used to watch it back. And then obviously that, watching Sammy introduced me to a whole new, lots of people. And then I was like, I don't have enough time. There's just not enough time to watch everyone. But I do my best, try and keep up with everyone. Yeah, so it's brilliant. This community is amazing. Yeah, and then it introduced me to Dee Dee, and then obviously Dee Dee, I watched her all the time, and then I watched Jan, because I do different stuff. I don't just do colouring. Colouring is a main thing for me, but I do other stuff as well. So then I started to watch Janet, so they're like religious for me. And there's Emma Colours, Kirsty Colour Sketch, Colour Mistress Street. It's just endless, honestly, it's endless. Yeah, so now we're on to number 9, and that is, what is your first page you remember being really proud of? Well, it's not very often I'm proud of any page, to be honest, but I am proud of this one because I followed a tutorial. This is from Summer Nights, Hannah Carzon, and it is, if I can find it, because I've took me ages to find it first time. Where is it? It's going to take me forever again, isn't it? Should have tagged it. I thought of that when I couldn't find it last time. I need to tag it. It's there. So it's the B page, a honeycomb. And it's got like metallic acrylic on it. It's got, I think that's a glitter gel pen around the edges. And I'm so proud of this page because I didn't think I'd be able to do it. But I sat and watched. It was Colouring with Kay. She did a tutorial on, I don't know if it was this page. It might have been a different page with honeycomb. I think it was a different page, but I don't know now, thinking about it. I'm confused. It was definitely a honeycomb page, obviously. But I think I did my little gemmy ones, slightly different colour. And then I added the acrylic, gold acrylic, instead of something else what she did. And I'm really happy with it. It did take me quite a while, but I was, once it was done, I'm like, I can't believe I've done that. I don't know, there's probably people have done it a lot better, but I don't know, I'm happy with it. Yeah, I think she's done a couple of tutorials on honeycomb. The thing with honeycomb, it's not all the same, so you don't have to keep it exact. You just keep changing it up. And I did it all with Prisma. The honeycomb was Prisma, and the gems were Prisma. And then, I say, acrylic paint, white jelly roll, which I wasn't happy with the white gel pen. I weren't very neat with it. But yeah, I'm happy with this page. I am happy with it. It took me a while. It did take me a bit, but I did it. And so that's that one. We are on to number 10. What made you think, yes, I am now an adult colourist? Well, that feels weird to me saying that because I don't know. I don't feel like I'm an adult colourist because I just enjoy it so much. I just don't feel like I don't feel like I'm adult colourist. It's just a hobby. But I'd say getting into it like I have would, no, I don't know how to say it, but getting the dark fantasy and then getting my Prismas, learning skin tones. I mean, my first one in here was that one, and it's atrocious, really. But it was my first one, my first skin tone. The hair's not brilliant, but it's there. I could have done so much more with the background. But it was a learning, and I still love learn. I love to learn. But yeah. And then, I don't know, and then you just get, I just got sucked into it is what it is. I got sucked into colouring, and I think that's what probably made, as you say, made me a adult colourist. But like, I don't, because I do other stuff, I don't feel like I'm an adult colourist, if you know what I mean. It's just a hobby, and I just love it. I just love it. So yeah, you just get sucked into it, and you get hooked on the artists, and you know what you could do with a page. Like me doing this page, Bees is going to come out completely different, and if 50 other people did this page, they're all going to be different, and that's what's good about it. And that's, everyone's art style and thought process is different, and that's what I like about it. And now we're on to the bonus one. I'm just going to pause a minute because my partner's just come in. Right, I'm back. I'm a bit confused what to do with this leg. I'm not very good with large sections. Where were we now? Bonus. Who in the colouring community do you remember reaching out to you and making you feel included? Well, definitely Kirsty Colour and Sketch, because I'd messaged when I was wanting to set my channel up, and wanting to get into setting a YouTube channel up. I was messaging her, she was really helpful, and when I did set it up, she gave me a shout out on YouTube and put it on a community tab. And same with Colour Me Stress Free, she did the same thing. Everyone is so helpful and thoughtful in this community. Emma Colours, there's another one. She helped me early on. And Colour with Dan, I'd say Colour with Dan, when Kirsty tagged me in it was one of Dan's hashtags. So she tagged me in that, and I think that helped me as well to get my confidence up a bit, because that was really early in my my YouTube days. And then I'd messaged Dan to say that I'd done the hashtag, and everyone is so friendly in this community. It's like, yeah, you do, like Kirsty says, you do get an odd one with the odd comments, but you've put a comment, you've helped my channel, I don't mind. It's that sort of, I just think of it like that. But yeah, there's more people, I'd say, that have been helpful. It's, like I say, this community is lovely. It is. It's probably one of the best communities for YouTube. There's probably others, creative ones, but yeah, what I've come across it is like gaming's probably not, I don't think. A bit more competitive into it, that sort of thing. But yeah, and I can't thank people enough for helping me along, because at the moment I've got a goal to get 500 subscribers, and I'm nearly there. I've been going over a year, probably. I don't know how long have I been on here. April, May, June, July, probably a year and a half nearly on YouTube, which I haven't got many goals for YouTube. It's a hobby. I've not come on to make money. It's just a hobby. But I have got a goal to get 500 subscribers, which doesn't seem a lot, but for me, because I don't really post that much, I do like my finished pages, my plans, because I love I love planned videos. I like to see people's thought process. You know, flip throughs, and I do hashtags if people tag me, because I do like to do things like that. But yeah, so thanks Kirsty for tagging me in this. It's been fun. And if anyone else wants to join in and just do it off your own back, because I think that's what Kirsty did, and I was thinking about it, but she's beat me to it, which is fine. But yeah, please do it because it's fun. And I think, yeah, like I said, I think Elm Colours set it off. Yeah. So thanks for watching. If you like this content, please give it a thumbs up. And like I say, if you do like it, subscribe if you do enjoy it. Why not? And thanks. I'll see you next time. Bye.